Times.
Well, let's hear the answer, please. Let's hear the answer,
no bloody future here, that's why.
Let's hear the answer, please.
Sometimes players don't want to sign contracts because sometimes players want to get away, and that's a nature of football. So, for example, if you have a player who thinks he can play in the Championship, I'll give you a clue: he won't sign a new contract, and then we do have those situations. It's as simple as that. Now, it might be, for example, that nobody comes in for those players, and then they will sign. But that is the matter of life that we've got at the moment. Some players believe that they can play at a high level, and because they're professional, they want to give it a go.
Isn't that about investment, though? That's about...
I just want to get another... I appreciate it, so we have quite a lot of you. Let's have another questioner, please.
Hiya, my name's Alan, Mad Hatter, one of the Mad Hatters. First of all, Coventry City Football Club, the fans, we didn't pick the club picked us. The club, Coventry City Football Club, to us, is for life. It's not a whim, it's not something you could just come, 3-year plan and away you go. What do you think we'd feel like when we find out you were only here for 3 years to start off with? Then you didn't invest in the players, and let's get this right. When you come in, there was about the average of 17,000 up there. What is the average now? And take a look at yourself and ask yourself the question, why is there only 10 to 11,000 going up there now? It's because you lack of investment in the club. Secondly, the one thing that you didn't say, forget your name in the middle.
It's Steve.
Steve, sorry about that. Right? The one thing you didn't mention was players' transfer fees. You went all the way around the bush. How much in transfer fees has this club been paid over the last few years? All this undisclosed and disclosed and disclosed. You know, it gives us fans nothing. You're giving us nothing. And Tim Fisher, he goes around questions, and he doesn't really give us true answers, what we want. All we get is circle around.
Okay, tell us what question you want most answered then.
Both.
What was the question then?
Two I've just asked.
Which question do you want answered now?
Right. About the players' transfer.
Right.
Do we get the money through?
Yeah, of course. It's a business, so the business takes all the cash that comes in, and then it's got expenditure and it spends it. Where do you think the cash goes?
You tell me, because you went for £60 million in debt. When you came here, you said the debt was wiped out. How come all of a sudden it's not wiped out? You can't say 1 minute we're debt free and then we're in debt again. Tell me where it's all gone. Just tell us. That's all we ask.
In a year.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what to say about what it is you want to hear, and I'll tell you why. And that is because we have no third-party debt. So when I first came in, one of the things I did, I went off and I wrote the cheque for the mortgage to get rid of the mortgage on Brighton. We got rid of, for example, other loans, third-party loans and debts, so we were clean. The only monies that are owed to the owner, full stop.
But how's that? What's that money, Tim? I think part of the question was, what's that money gone on? Whether 40 to 60 million. What's that gone on over the years?
Players.
No, Steve. Again, perhaps Steve, you should describe again the difference between the numbers.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically, the companies that were involved in this, Coventry City Football Club Limited was formed in 1995. The company that's currently known as Coventry City Football Club Limited, and the company that is now known as Coventry City Football Club Holdings Limited has been around since 1907. Now, when my understanding of this is when Sisu, through Sky Blue Sports and Leisure, acquired the share capital of Coventry City Football Club Holdings Limited, it in turn acquired Coventry City Football Club Limited because it bought the shares. So with the shares...
You got that the wrong way round. Wasn't limited.
No. In terms of, I'll carry on answering the question in a minute, but in 1907, the company that was incorporated in 1907 was called the Coventry City Football Club Limited. That continued in that name until I think it was the 16th of February 1996 when it changed its name to Coventry City Football Club Holdings Limited. In 1995, the board of the day formed a company called, originally it was actually called Clubon Limited, then it became CCFC Limited, and then on the 16th of February 1996, it became known as Coventry City Football Club Limited. So, basically, those companies have been in existence for quite some time. Now, when you buy the share capital of a company, effectively you get with it all its assets and all its liabilities. So when Sisu effectively acquired the share capital of Coventry City Holdings, at that point already Coventry City Football Club Limited owed quite a lot to Holdings. And the reason is that basically Limited had always had its accounts done in a way that made a loss, and basically the loss was always covered by Holdings. So therefore, that's why the intercompany balance went in. Now there is a difference between that and actually the physical cash that has come in from Sisu and Arvo in that time, and the physical cash at the moment is just over £45 million.
And what's that been spent on? Is that mainly wages or?
If you look at, in a way, what it's been spent on is that, historically the football club has lost money. So its income has always been, for a large part, less than its expenditure. So when you actually, if you track, people, I think some people have done this. There's a chap that posts on one of the forums who's obviously an accountant. He posts some good stuff. And what he's done is he's just taken the accounts of Limited from 1995, and he's taken the accounts of Holdings and Sky Blue Sports and Leisure. He's just tracked it. And when you track it, you can see that most years the club has lost money.
Sisu buy it then?
Yes, let's take another question from the floor. If you can talk to the microphone, please. Hang on, let's see if we'll come to somebody here. Just dash along the corridor. You're listening to a live forum, Coventry City Forum, being broadcast here on BBC Coventry, Warwickshire. So, if your name, your question, please.
Keith Jones, supported for 50 years. I have here 3 sets of accounts. The last sets of accounts for CCFC Limited. They're signed off by Tim, the last set.
Yeah.
And all accounts have been audited by a national firm of chartered accountants, BDO. On the first page, the principal activity of CCFC Limited is engaged in the playing activities of a professional football club. The turnover for the last 3 years has been around 10 million, roughly. That includes match receipts, TV money, sponsorship, player sales. It also includes all the player registrations. Now, apparently, this is a non-trading subsidiary, according to the club, originally announced. Now, either the directors misled the auditors were incompetent, or both the directors and the auditors were incompetent. I also have a copy of the Holdings accounts, also signed off by Tim, the last set, also audited by a national firm of accountants. These accounts show that the responsibility for paying the rent on the RICO lies with this company, not with the subsidiary. It's in these accounts. It's shown as a non-operating lease, uncancelable.
In the Holdings accounts?
In the Holdings accounts. It also shows the escrow account, the £500,000 as an asset. Now, we're led to believe that this lease is in fact in the subsidiary, not in this company. Are these accounts also wrong? I haven't finished yet.
A point.
I think there's some questions need to be answered.
Well done.
Yeah, I think if you look at the accounts for May 2011 for Limited, your reaction would be that that is the football club, because it's got in it, it shows revenues, it shows costs, and it shows relatively most of the football club aspect. There are some turnover, the sponsorship deals that actually do go through holdings. Now, as far as I can see from the period I've been here, that holdings has been effectively treated always as the trading company. And the definition of trading for that purpose is, there's only, certainly for a few years now, only really been a bank account in the name of Coventry City Football Club Holdings Limited. So all trading as such, so income from the Football League comes in to a holdings bank account. Every month, for as long as I can see, management accounts have been prepared based effectively on all the trade going through holdings. Now, when they've done the accounts at the end of the financial year end, the way they've done them, for as far as I can see, for quite a long time now, they've actually then journaled football-related stuff, income and expenditure into Limited. The license agreement and the lease agreement. So there's a license agreement with ACL, which is for the use of the pitch, and there is a lease agreement with ACL, which is for the use of the shop and some offices. It mentions a boardroom and a groundsman's hut. Those contracts are between Arena Coventry Limited and Coventry City Football Club Limited, and on them they have the company number, which is quite important to know this, because you can change the name of a company as long as you do the right resolutions, but at Companies House, the company number always stays with that company. So the agreements are in that company. Now, as far as I can see, for quite some time, ACL have actually invoiced for the rent. They've invoiced Holdings, and Holdings have paid the bill.
But Tim, why then are the accounts that you signed off, well, why do they appear to tell a different story? Well, why the confusion?
If you go back to, as Steve said, 1995, the company known as Limited, and in fact previously called Cluvon, was set up for a specific reason. Clueless. And this is the key point. And the company was set up to trade players. And it wasn't illegal. You could actually take third-party ownership in players in those days. And it was set up in order, by the previous directors, in order to participate in player trading. So an example of a footballer that was player traded through that company is Robbie Keane. So that's why it was set up, and the cash flows relating to those activities in effect muddied the waters somewhat. But as Steve has said, the key point is where the business is done, where the assets are. Now that is the absolute key piece. And where the assets are is in holdings, and they've always been in holdings, and that's it, Clive.
Question over there, please.
My name's Linda, and I've had a season ticket for over 15 years. My question to you, Mr. Fisher, is last night you confirmed that the golden share you believed is with Holdings. The players' contracts are with Holdings, and Holdings have their own company registration. What interest have you got in Limited?
Well, it's less about the interest, it's more about the administration process. So in order for the Football League to fulfil Football League rules, you actually go into administration, but equally you come out of administration. And the exit of administration is the real key part here. So